And welcome to the stream. Here again, once again, third day in a row. Hasn't happened too often of late. So nice we could get some stream time in. Tonight we are going to continue with the horror games, and I will be starting up Amnesia, the Bunker. This game came out earlier this year. I want to say closer to the summer. It might have been like May or June or something along those lines. But I had played it pretty close to release because it was on Game Pass, which I had a free trial of for about a month. Perusing some of the games, saw that one. I was thinking, this one looked kind of interesting. I wasn't too keen on the one that had come out. I think it was about 2020 or so. Rebirth, maybe, something like that. But the previous Amnesia game had come out and didn't play it. Wasn't terribly interested. But this one, something about it looked kind of cool. So I decided to give it a try, and I ended up liking it quite a bit. Hard as balls. Unfortunately, I did start and play it through to completion on the hard difficulty setting, which was a big mistake. We'll not be doing that during this stream, but we're going to check it out and do a run through on stream. But this isn't quite a fresh playthrough, so I kind of have a semblance of an idea of what to expect. It's been a few months though, so I might forget a lot of the details. But oh boy, once again, this is another game that I have not tested out before I actually started streaming. Just kind of jumped right into it. So let's boot it up. Hopefully it starts fine on its own. Let me take a look here. Just make sure game capture is for full screen, and let's boot it up, see what happens. Bit of a weird loading process. This game I had moved, the one thing I remember about this game, negatively speaking, was there was somewhat of an odd performance issue that I wasn't too keen on. Something had happened where the game would just like freeze for a second. The whole game would freeze, and then it would just jump all back into place. And that had bugged me. I thought it was a loading issue because I had installed it on HDD, and newer games nowadays, everybody recommends that you install them on SSDs just so I could grab that data a little bit faster. And I did that, and it's actually not a terribly large game. It's like 20, 30 gigs, somewhere in that range. And I tried it, and still did the same damn thing. So I don't know. Hopefully they got some bugs worked out or whatever. I don't think so, though, because I was watching somebody play this, actually, on stream recently, and I think they were doing the PS5 version, and I saw the exact same issue. Like, the game would just freeze every once in a while, so maybe it's like an engine problem. I'm not too sure. It looks like it's coming through okay. Let's take a look. I'm going to knock down the volume just to 90 for now. Take a look at my own volume. All right, I think everything is showing up fine, so if there's any issues, let me know, but let's go ahead and get started. This is my old save file, so yeah. That was a few months ago, back in July. We'll do the normal difficulty setting, because hard was just way too much. It made the game much longer than it needed to be. Distortion, video effects, hints, sure. Game pausing hints, sure. Subtitles, vibration, not gonna work with keyboard and mouse, but it should be fine. No, let's not skip the intro. And that to survive this war, you'll need two things. First, a basic set of skills. Second, a good goddamn sense to do whatever's necessary. Yeah, this is another horror game for the horror month.
Follow the trench. It will lead you to the rendezvous.
Even if I got any bullets right away. I believe this took place during World War I. I forget if they showed a date or not. I was kind of looking at materials, making sure the stream was alright. But yeah, I think it's the First World War. Check how many bullets you got. Okay. We got nothing. Pop that bullet in there. See, that's what I'm talking about. I think it's just part of the engine or something like that, because the game will freeze every once in a while. And I don't like it. Sort of frustrating. But I think it might just be something to do with the engine and not necessarily anything having to do with performance in and of itself. Because like I said, I was watching somebody play this. I'm 90% sure they were playing on PS5 and it had the same issue. So just one of them weird little quirks. Gotta ignore it. Ah, the frictional game method of opening doors. Everything's physics-based. Throw shit. Break open doors with a brick. Control to crouch. Okay, it's a single button press, so that's something I have to hold. Might as well load it up. Oh, good allies.
Henri! I'll keep you covered from up here! Now keep pushing forward!
Been injured, hold tab to see how bad it is. Yeah, I was shot a little bit. Wasn't quite ever clear on the injury method. I think, like, the more fingers that are covered in blood, the worse the injury is. I don't know, maybe they'll explain it to me. Something like that. That locked up. Just picked up an item that can be used for crafting. Pick up another cloth piece. Press tab to access your inventory page. And combine the two cloth items to craft a bandage. Oh god. Hold down. Right mouse button. Press left to use it. Some grenades. Let's see. I think you can hotkey items. Let's do that. There we go. It's either that or use the bullets. I don't even know if we keep the inventory that we gather here. Almost got a full cylinder. I want to use another grenade. Let's see if I can... Actually, you know what? Oh, I can't pick up the lamp. I was hoping maybe it would set fire to something. Okay, I don't think that's going to work. That might be explosive, though. Yes, it is. Here, I don't know if there's anything I could do.
Get this up fast, fast! We're dying on the others. We make it out of this hell together.
Thanks, bud.
We're nearly there.
Don't get trench foot. I will try.
Beat that roll, my friend.
There you have it, huh?
Ah, fate's a bastard. I'm on patrol tonight, then. C'est la vie.
C'est la vie. Pretty damn big hole.
Here, drink this. Then I'm going to get you out of here.
I can walk. My leg. Too much.
I'll get you back to safety. Just hold on to me.
All right. Guess he's on. Surprised he got out of that pit. They were like down at the bottom of it. How'd he drag him out of there? It's all right, Lambert. Just act as a shield. Lambert, come on. Now we're on your own. Learn, adapt, experiment, and survive. Alright, here we are. The titular bunker. Pretty damn dark, but I don't think there's anything I could do about that. Let me take a look at something here real quick. There isn't going to be a ton of audio. It does seem a little bit loud to me. I'm going to knock this down by just a bit. But, hopefully nothing too major. All notes that you pick up can be found under the Notes tab in your inventory. You can go directly to the picked up node by pressing tab when the icon is flashing. Amnesia cause. Oh, title drop. 10th of July, 1916. Yeah, this is World War I. Soldat Clement admitted to medical treatment following the events of 9th of July. Personal effects held in the storage locker. Patient remains a week in coma state. Will respond to stimuli, but only for brief periods of time. When last roused, he reported no memory of recent events. Had trouble recalling even his own name, most likely due to severity of initial head trauma. Will continue to monitor. If status does not improve in a week's time, recommend transfer to St. Etienne for neurological tests. Signed, Dr. Yozinski. That's a damn shame didn't get transferred out earlier. Better than being in a bunker hospital. Now, I've played some frictional developed games in the past. I think, I want to say most recently, but it's actually been quite a while. But yeah, most recently we did the first Penumbra game, which was interesting. I think it was their very first game as a dev studio. You could definitely tell where they would eventually go with the Amnesia series. The Amnesia games, I attempted to stream it. I think I streamed it once, just like as a one-off, early on when I started streaming. And when I started streaming, there was like no rhyme or reason between like games I did. It's like, I feel like playing this today, and I didn't necessarily like want to do a game to completion. I have a flashlight, a rechargeable one, but it makes a goddamn ton of noise, which we'll find isn't the best thing you can have for a light.
1700 hours. I'm in a state of agony. It cripples my body, captures my mind, bleeds my soul. This thing I've done, this thing. It is lunch in the mess hall currently. Oh, the thought of eating repulses me.
That's too bad. It's all locked up. We'll find that there's going to be some things that we need to backtrack back to if we want to have access to them later. Pretty gruesome. No comments on that. Might be for the best. But for the most part, I've watched a bit of Soma before, but I think that one probably is the most different of the frictional game type games that developed games that I've seen. For the most part, they do tend to go for, they have a certain style, don't they? 14th of July, 1960, body of Sergeant Raynard. Multiple lacerations, chest cavity torn to shreds, every rib cracked. Skull cracked, opened by repeated blunt force trauma. What could have done this to him? Alright. So that's probably related to the photo that we saw. But there's always like this physics-based engine, and you're always, you know, manually opening doors like that. Nothing really quite seems automated. But it's kind of cool. It's got its own unique flavor to it, and definitely inspired a lot of games. I feel like the big boom that happened with, you know, like the Silent Hills demo, and subsequently like the Resident Evil 7, other things. It was kind of inspired by the Amnesia type games. Yep. Nothing in here but charred remains. Seems to be a chute possibly to the outside. It'd be nice if we can actually utilize that. I don't think there's anything in here we could interact with yet. Another time I tried to stream Amnesia, because I was successful the first time around, but another time that I tried to stream it, it would not capture on my PC, and I was using OBS and everything. For whatever reason, it just didn't want to do it. I think I had bought it on Steam as well, which you think most games off of Steam. And I know, I've found out the hard way that they don't, but most would be compatible with just about everything that you'd need in order to stream stuff. But, nope, that one was one of the ones that just did not work. I remember trying to fiddle around with it for maybe a good 20 minutes or something like that before I ended up giving up.
Thought I was the last one. The rat fucking officers ran and blew the exit behind them.
Alright, now he's starting to sound a little quiet. Maybe we should turn the volume back up.
You want to escape? You need to blow it back open. There's dynamite in the arsenal. And a handle to trigger it somewhere in the excavation site. Get them, and you can make it out. Shit. That thing, it's coming for me. Here, take this. Finish me off. Please. I want to die at the hands of a border soldier, not that monster. There's ammo in the pantry. Get it. Do the job, please.
Fortunately for you, I was heading in there anyway. In here, I don't think so. Not a whole lot of inventory space anyway. Okay. Well, while he's dealing with that, let's make it over here. Sound design is one of the more incredible things about this game. I don't think this is basically your safe room. No holes in here or anything for the monster to come in, so. Important when processing deceased soldiers, please check the reverse side of their ID tags for any messages, symbols, or locker codes. This will be wiped clean before the tag is preserved and recorded. Head clerk. V. Bastite, and nothing on the backside. Safest room in the game. Use the box for storing things from your inventory. I feel like there's a limited amount of space in here that we can use too, but I don't remember 100%. Shitty thing about the flashlight is that it doesn't really last too long, so. Can't carry any more in the inventory. What do we got? Med kit. I'm gonna put some stuff away. Just because I think there's a few items to pick up, so let's just see about getting everything we can. Pop this on there? Is that good? No. Oh, it just phased through the phonograph. Okay. Fair enough. Rats and burnt corpses. Update to all medical and mortuary personnel. The rat problem has not gotten any better. They're swarming every dead body. They're even coming after the wounded. But the vermin have no interest in flesh after it's burnt. So new policy must be instituted. The bodies of all deceased soldiers must be burned. I've spoken to Father DeRay about this matter. He will provide proper consecration for the deceased. Remains will be preserved for families. This is not ideal, and it fills my soul with pain, but burning the dead seems to be the only way to stop the rats from coming, so burn them we must. that up. Is that a full canister of fuel? I think so. Here is the generator room. Fuel and fire. Warning, generator fuel is extremely flammable. Do not light any fires near the fuel. Do not fire any weapons near the fuel. For God's sakes, do not even smoke your cigarette near it. Use it only to... store it only in sturdy metal canisters. Glass breaks far too easily. Spill it, or if it spills, wipe the area clean immediately, then dispense the rags outside of the bunker. I don't think I've ever seen an item that's like inside of another item, but doesn't hurt to check, right? A workbench here. Initial thought was like, oh, maybe we'll have some sort of crafting or something, which there is crafting, but it's like, it is just spur of the moment. For Lou. Any code you find is written down in the codes tab in your inventory. For Lou is 8844. We've got a couple more canisters, jeez. You can power the generator by fueling it with fuel and pulling the lever. Keep on at all times. The fucker hates light. The fucker must be the beast. The monster. If we want to be safe while traveling around, we have to put fuel into the generator. Generous amount. I don't remember getting that much with the hard difficulty gaming mode. Anything else on here? Got a map. It's the map of the bunker. It'll be updated with objectives and details as you progress. Most of this here. Fortunately, we do have some of this mapped out already. Already been to the doctor's offices, medical storage, generator room, mess hall, pantry, kitchen, so that's all been taken care of. There are, I guess those are the officers' quarters, yes. So down a little bit further south, potentially look at those. There's also a wine cellar. That might be nice. Mission storage is where the locker rooms are kept. So since I got that one code, might not be a bad idea to go check that out. Oh, let me check in here too. Nothing, huh? Just a tease. You can save your progress by lighting this lamp. Cool. Okay. So... oh, do we need a code? Shit. I don't remember this. It's not, the dog tag that we just picked up, right? I think those are strictly for the lockers. Let's see, though, because it matches up. Oh, yeah, it is. You can overcome most obstacles in multiple ways. Use your wits and your brains. Experiment. If you think something might be possible to do, it probably is. Well... I've got quite an active imagination, so you can't just go saying things like that. How to get the hell out of here. Have not seen another human for hours now. It might be the last. But in the hope that there might be another, I leave this now so you do not waste any time. This is the only exit. The only way out of this hell of our own making. It was blown closed. It needs to be blown open. Don't bother digging. Impossible. Blow it up. The dynamite is locked in the arsenal. Detonator handle somewhere down in the Roman tunnels, deeper in hell. I go now to try to retrieve them both. I do not know if you exist. I pray for you. Please extend me the same courtesy. We just found a new objective. Objectives will be marked on your maps, and notes containing objectives will be highlighted in the notes list. Let's reset the dynamite. Look at it. You can even see the daylight out of there. Boy, if this was me and this was a real-life situation, I'd just be scrambling up this shit. I wouldn't care about the barbed wire or any of that. Get tetanus or whatever. I don't want to deal with that monster. These are like the breakers. I think if they're set up in an upright position, they're on. From what I recall, having breakers on, well, one, they light up whatever area that they're set on at. But having them on does not drain the generator any faster. I was a little bit worried about that beforehand, but I don't think it has any effect. Alright, so let's go to the locker room real quick. Might be a little dangerous now that the generator isn't on, but I think I'm willing to chance it. Noise is dangerous. Consider being careful how much of it you make. Immediately just start revving up that flashlight. Okay. So, hold on. Does this... Okay, Furlough already used his code, so he probably doesn't have a locker then. I don't really know what that's... I mean, I see it's a grate. Guess I'll be on the lookout for it. No context, I don't have any information for it, though. There's a wheel in there. What notes did I... or what was that? So it marks something on the map, but don't know what it is. Barden. 1267. Bandage and some bullets. So a note here.
9th of July. I do not know the time, but dusk has fallen and still, of course, no word. When I asked the sergeant, he shrugged, as if I was asking about when it might next rain. These fools around me, laughing, drinking, arguing. Do they know what I've done? Do they suspect it? I feel they must all be guilty of something. And yet, they laugh, drink, argue. God knows what I've done. I wonder if his judgment could be worse than my own.
Alright. Sound is good. Yeah, the sound is one of the better parts of the game. Good sound design overall. Trying to remember if there's anything else around here, but I don't. Okay, yeah, there is. There's a bandage. Like that. Okay. Successful. Alright, so we're gonna have to go down to the officers' quarters, I think. But let's put this shit away. don't remember exactly what's over there is the only thing. Would still probably be a good idea to have the flashlight. I don't know if I want the gun. Here, hold on. Let's actually whip this bad boy out because we got some ammo. I think I do want the gun. I'm gonna take out 2 gas canisters and fill it into the generator. Really all the pocket watch does is you sync it with the generator and you tell how much time you have left with the energy. Not super... I mean, it's kind of helpful in some regards, because like you could sort of plan your exit and say, oh, you know, probably should be looking at getting the hell out of here. But I don't know, it's just more inventory space that's wasted, and you might end up getting screwed anyway, so what does it matter? Okay, so let's go ahead and dump this in here. I guess since that one's sitting right there, might as well. You want to make sure you're ready, I think, before you go on and do anything. So, we've got only 2 inventory spaces filled. I think it's about as ready as we're going to be. Get that generator up and running. You still don't want to, like, be too noisy when you're walking around. I think you can more walk around freely. Now, maybe the down position is on. Guess I had that wrong. So, like, I don't want to, like, be sprinting or anything down these halls, but you can move around without having to worry too much about the beast coming after you. Let's just turn all those back on real quick. Okay, so that sets that up. We need to be able to get into the locker that has that other wheel. Those gas canisters, I think, are explosive if you fire at them, so might be handy in some instances. Let's get the lights on in here, shall we? Oh, shit. Okay, I guess there was a booby trap I didn't notice. Seem to have forgotten about those. Yeah, there's some booby traps that are in the area you have to watch out for. Sometimes you can utilize them for your own purposes. So, not a terrible idea to kind of leave them running, because usually I think most of them are like tripwire based. So you can like hop over them, I think, in most cases. Some of them are like triggered by wires in the door, so there's issues with that too, but I don't fully remember. Let me go back and do what I did before. I want as much light as possible. some of the stream is going to be fairly dark. I don't like busting out the flashlight too often, so might end up being a little pitch black in some cases. Especially when I seem to stream, I think I might turn like the, well, maybe the brightness, I don't know. Exposure, is there exposure in OBS? I forget. Turning that up might help in some cases. Yeah, otherwise, if I don't need to use the flashlight, I might not. There it is. And that was like a grenade one, too. Like I said, you can hop over them if you're super careful. And the monster can actually trigger them. Oh, canister. Take that, heck yeah. Did in some cases try to like barricade myself into an area with a bunch of boxes, because it worked in Penumbra. If we remember back to those streams, those dogs are coming after you and shit, and you can just like drag a box with you and hop up on top of it, and they can't get at you. But yeah, this beast can tear through pretty much anything. I was gonna say, is the generator paused while I read this? It is. It says game paused. I would hope so anyway. 15th of May, 1916, from Sergeant LaRue to M. Fournier and D. Blanchett. I'm not putting into writing what I have reported to both of my immediate superiors. Last evening, 14th of May, I was assigned to aid the engineers in mapping the Roman tunnels. As I entered the deepest area of the tunnels, I noticed strange glowing liquid seeping from the walls. When I turned around, the walls of the tunnels themselves were suddenly gone, and I was standing in a vast plain of darkness. In the distance, there was a sickly light that seemed to be calling me forward. Between it and me, malformed shadows moved. I blinked again, and it was gone. I was back in the tunnel. It lasted but a split second, but I am quite convinced that what I saw was no daydream, it was real. Since that experience, I have felt haunted. Like a part of me is still there, stuck in the tunnels. Keep seeing shapes moving at the edge of my vision. I am formally requesting medical leave. Please help me. Apparently drawn all over the walls. Oh, we got an inventory increase. That's good. Delisle 7485. So here's a trap. If I want to risk setting it off. "14th of July, 1916, night. Strange scratching sounds a few moments ago, and now it sounds like someone is pacing in the hallway. Probably Raynard, drunk on the stash of wine. I know he hides from us. Best I confront him now, either get him into bed to sleep it off, or convince him to share the bottle or two with me. 15th of July, 1916, cold fear runs through all our veins now. Fournier has terrorized the men for answers. They say they were asleep until Raynard screams. I believe them, of course. Fournier went so far as to accuse prisoner 73014 of escaping his cell and committing murder. Impossible. I worry about Fournier. His rage hides fear. He takes it out on the men, and I can see no way to stop it. It breeds contempt. My mind slips back to the moment Raynard started screaming. How easily it could have been me. How easily it still could be. For the first time, I wish the order to attack would come. I'd rather face 1,000 German guns than this nameless dread. To anyone who finds this, Fournier, our commanding officer, cowers next to me now. He's lost his mind in an abyss of fear. He repeats the same refrain over and over. Flee, flee. We must flee and seal the beast where it belongs. He wants to run, to blow up the exit behind him, sealing the demon down here. The demon and our men. His constant refrain, it is getting to me. The same void of terror. It also is overtaking me. To any of my men who see this, once we're free of this place, I will get the arsenal code from him. I will get it and radio it back to you. Trapped down here with that beast, the arsenal may be your only hope. It's all I can do. All I have the courage to do. Get to the communications room in the soldier quarters. Hide there. I'll broadcast the code to you. Yobert. You pick that up right now. What is that? Thank you. I think it's a flame grenade. Gas grenade, okay. Still could be handy. Scratch marks on the door. Try to check every nook and cranny when possible. Also open doors. Just got turned around because the game froze. So when the fog comes out of the holes like that, that's the beast that's like right next to you. Okay, so what that was a trap door. I figured since the beast was kind of in the area anyway, I just set it off and maybe we could get back to it later. So, it did kind of disrupt it though. The thing started like freaking out. How are we doing on fuel? We still got a little bit left in the tank. While we're kind of hanging out in here, though, it's usually a good idea just to turn that off. So, got the one inventory space cleared up, which is nice. Empty bottles, I feel like they could do multiple things. You can make Molotovs out of them, but they require one fuel, one rag, and then the bottle itself. But it, you know, that's a full fuel. So I'd say usually probably not the best idea unless you plan on going into... Oh, you know what? I need the lighter too, I think. There's a lighter that you can get. And I'm pretty sure that ends up letting you use them as Molotovs, but we can't do it for right now. Gas grenades... I don't remember them being super effective, especially if the monster's like already like in your vicinity. It's not going to do too much good. It's basically if you want to kind of like barricade an area, essentially. But it's also best if you have the gas mask, which I don't remember getting that until like pretty damn late in the game, so might not be such a good idea. Meat you basically use to lure away rats. Rats will do some pretty hefty damage. They're super aggressive. And if there's any bodies around the area, you could either try to burn them, but you would need a torch in order to do that. If you don't have a torch, you could use the Molotovs. But other than that, you can try to toss some meat into an area and it'll like sort of lure them away. But I found when I played, it wasn't like 100% foolproof, like not super effective all the time. So, I sort of didn't like doing it. I wonder if... I mean, the locker area is super close. I usually hate using fuel just to get over to there, but I mean, I have been attacked in the locker area, so it might not be a bad idea. 7485 for Delisle. Like I said, the beast can still get you, even if the lights are on. See what kind of trouble we could get into. Delisle, you have the wheel. That's the only one I could get a hold of as far as locker codes go. I don't remember if there's like too many other soldiers down there, but... Okay. So now that opens up... Did I get an achievement for opening that? I played this game before, like I said, and on the same platform too, so I don't know why I'm getting achievements. Oh yeah, we don't access a map here. So, that'll open up 2 different areas for us. I think one's the barracks, which I hate, and the other one is the prison, which is fairly small, but also gets a little stinky down there. Let's see what we got. So there's still that room I didn't actually get to check too thoroughly because the monsters started creeping around there. But there's that strategic operations, also Reynard and Fournier's quarters, which we've been reading about them in the logs. It seems like there's possibly some decent stuff to be had in there. The area down to the wine cellar, I don't know if there's anything I need in there just yet. Eventually you get in there, and I think it looks like where you get bottles. You get a bunch of bottles in there. But I don't think we need to head that way just yet. There's some rats blocking the way. See them just briefly when I was over there for a second before I triggered that grenade trap. But there's some rats blocking the way. If I could possibly get a Molotov beforehand, I think I'd do that before heading down into maintenance. Just because the meat is not great. Because even once they finish with the meat, it's not like they stay gone forever. They'll come back. So, gotta burn that corpse that they're chewing on. I think I'm gonna go back into the officer quarters and check out the other rooms that we didn't get to. Seeing if there's anything else along the way that I could get. We'll do that before we get into the soldier quarter barracks or the arsenal or anything. Actually, the arsenal should be open as well. This is tense. Yeah, it's a tense game. Tense indeed. Pop a little bit more fuel in here. Might approach from the back way. See if that works a little better. time. No wasted time. I'd rather reload those 10 seconds we lost. See that door in the distance is open. Used to be a gate there. Okay, so this was the room that had the trap in it. And this bitch just loves following me in here. Prisoner in custody, 30th of June 1916, from V. Delphi to M. Fournier and D. Blanchett et al. After raid of last evening, we have in custody some 20 German soldiers from the IV, or the 4, must be the 4th Reserve Corps to the 2nd Army. This puts our cell past capacity. With one exception, I recommend they be shipped to camps as soon as feasible. Prisoner number 73014, who we've heard about, I would like to hold. Before capture, he ripped his rank insignia from his uniform, so his rank remains unknown. Since capture, he has refused to say a word. I suspect he may be an officer or other important person. I believe once removed from his men, we can break him. Please advise. Raynard's door is locked. Fournier, though. Shooting the beast. After Tremblay's death, the bunker descended into chaos. I've retaken control and ordered the men to form up in squads. They're to hunt the beast down and kill it. They tell me it's not possible. They tell me bullets don't kill it. They only buy a little time and the beast comes back angrier. Cowards. I've sent them back now to do as they should. Hunt and kill it. If they fail, they'll face worse fates than the claws in the darkness. And in front of a tunnel. Might be the best way to do this right now. That would be the beast. Hopefully he ends up tripping the trap up there if he comes down this way. This is the wine cellar. Two ways you could possibly enter. I think there's a chain on the door there, and then there's this grate here. Grates you need, like a screwdriver. Boy, we got the door open, but we sure did stir the pot. I don't even know if there's anything really all that valuable in there, but he... Who was it again? Is it Reynard? Yeah, Reynard's room. He is, I think, an officer or something, so... Just might be. I got 2 bullets, I think. 2 bullets. I can potentially use it on the monster, but it is a bit of a risky maneuver. I wasn't ever too clear on the... So, I remember shooting it, like, early on in the run that I played, and, he fled almost immediately, but I remember a little bit later on, and I don't know if it was because of the fact that I had shot it earlier, but I remember having to shoot it 2 or 3 times before it would flee, so... you know, if I could go around and not shoot it, that'd probably be for the best. Sorry, just checking something here real quick. Give me just a minute. Sorry about that. Actually, let me, since I just put that in, save real quick. We're going all the way back over there just for that one room, but let's hope it's worth it. If it isn't, there's nothing in there. Jack shit, I could just reload the save, I guess. So we get that done. We are pretty much done with the officers' quarters. There is a chained up file cabinet. Reynard, I want you to personally oversee nighttime security in the tunnels. Last 2 nights, I've heard something moving through the quarters when there was no patrol scheduled. I will not have another bout of sabotage. Emergency lockdown becomes necessary. Find the Lyle. He keeps necessary lockdown wheels tucked away in mission storage. Okay. God, I hope it wasn't just for that information. It's a grenade. Sometimes it's hard to grab shit. Assumptions about motive. 6th of June 1916 from N. Fournier to Sergeant Reynard. Further to your investigation of the tunnel sabotage, your assumptions are safe. Start with those who spread the rumors about magic and devilry in the tunnels. Clearly they've had sabotage in their minds for weeks. Use any means necessary to elicit confessions. We cannot allow this treason to go unpunished. As good as it's gonna get. We got a grenade and 2 logs. So, question is now, what do we want to go to? Because we've got 3 areas we could get into, all of which I don't think we could fully explore until we find other things. So it's just a matter of what's gonna be the most, I don't know, just have the most stuff in it that we can get right off the bat. I just don't remember what it is. The barracks definitely have, it's the most expansive. It is super tough to get around though, just because there's a ton of rats down there, there's a ton of holes, move around too much, and monster comes after you, it sucks. I don't like going down there. There's the prison. Prison is, it's a lot smaller. There's also the arsenal. I don't think you can get into most of what the arsenal has until later, though. I don't remember what it was. There's like a door blocking the way, and you either need to have bolt cutters to get rid of a chain, or you need to have a code. I don't remember which is which. I think probably the soldiers' quarters is probably going to have the most stuff to unlock. But prison is smaller. There might still be something like we could grab like right off the bat. I don't even know if I want to take the grenade with me. Most of the time, if you can get away without using weapons as like weapons against the monster, you're doing pretty good. I'm not gonna fill it all the way, but I think I want to get it like close to that. Just because obviously the monster's gonna keep pursuing you. It's sort of like Alien Isolation. You're just gonna be in constant pursuit of the thing, and if you use a weapon on it, sometimes it stays gone for a long time. But I remember other times where I'd use something on it and it'd be back like within 5 minutes. So, wasn't always worth it. I don't know. I think I'm going to check out the prison just because it's smaller. There ends up not being a whole lot I can get out of it, then we shall reload and I will go elsewhere. Game, work with me now. It's the longest pause yet. I think it's partly due to loading up new areas. Like, there's that too, yeah, so now we're seriously loading up some new areas. We've got the little flashlight loading icon. Door there is locked. I believe the door there is locked too. Okay. I didn't know that that door was going to be trapped. So how about we go to the barracks, I guess? Why not? Sounds like a fun idea. Come check out the prison later. Son of a bitch, sounds like he's following us. Fuel is good. Can't do anything with that. The door is locked. He's already crawling through. Daisy chain switches. Attention, the power is part of the facility. The power in this part of the facility is daisy chained. Shut off the power in one section. In the chain, the subsequent areas will go off as well. Switches should be turned off under extraordinary circumstances, like when I say so. Pranks and mischief will be reported directly to Reynard, Foreman Stafford. So this we have to continually keep switching on switches because I think they've all been turned off. How do we get communications key for use in the door to communications? Okay. Sounds like our friend might be making his way in here. Checking all the beds, because I seem to remember there being stuff. Fuel canister's nice. Nicolay's unsent letter, 5th of May 1916, from Johannes to Amanda Nicolay. Dearest, thank you for the package. I'm saving the chocolate for a special occasion, and I'm keeping the photo close to my heart. It's been weeks now since I've been called for any combat action, but a new kind of fear is spreading inside the bunker. Last night I woke with a chill. A strange sound was emanating from deeper in the bunker. A kind of moan, a cry, perhaps a howl. I went to investigate and found myself standing at the entryway of the Roman tunnels. Sound came from inside. Dared not shine a light inside for fear of what I might see. And then scrambling thudding came racing towards me from the darkness. A shape loomed up out of the shadows. I reached for my sidearm, ready to fire. It was Toussaint. He'd been awakened as well, but unlike me, he dared enter the tunnels. He says he saw something there. As we stood at the mall listening, the howling grew distant. Receded to where I dare not guess. Perhaps our minds are gone, or perhaps there is something down there. Toussaint will not tell me what he saw. Please write me again soon. Love to you, Johannes. Probably for the best that he didn't send that. Might have been upsetting. Neuer's Journal, Part 1, 30th of April, 1916. You can see over in this area, I don't know if my mouse is registering, but those glowing eyes in the distance are the rats. Don't want to mess with them. Finally got some answers from the engineering team. Command believes they are old Roman tunnels adjacent to our position. They're opening them this evening. Command hopes to use them to launch a surprise attack, as if any attack at this point could be termed a surprise, quote-unquote. This is a war. You're always expecting an attack. Curious to see these tunnels, though. A little dash of antiquity would liven up the place. Oops. Boy, where did I go? Tunnel liven up the place. There we go. I'd certainly keep my mind off the daily grind of the war. Like, lost it for a second. 9th of May, 1916. The officers presented me today with a rather unexpected and strange gift. Aging texts from inside the Roman tunnels. Seems I got word of my interests. I took them, of course, but the truth is these texts are far too fragile, too valuable to survive life in this horrid place. They require more delicate hands, more learned minds than mine. Still, curiosity reigns. 11th of May. This morning, Ackerman died of his wounds. I'd only known him a time, but considered him one of my better friends here. I hope heaven welcomes him. To distract myself, I've been going over the text and have had quite the shock. These texts are not Roman in origin. The language is Latin, or Latinate at least. But What they're writing about has no relation to what I know of Roman culture from any era. The texts seem to be of a religious or at least superstitious nature. A phrase is repeated, to cross into the darkness beyond, and then something about sight. 13th of May. Haven't slept, need to get out, haven't slept, need to get this down. The texts are of a religious nature. Whoever these ancient people were, they believed that they had found the means to immortality. And to achieve this goal, they needed to access what they thought was some other world, one dominated by darkness and ruled by, I don't know. They use words I can't translate, ruled by something. They claimed the dark otherworld was full of spirits, monsters, and that the air there was endlessly alive with cries of torment and the sickly rattle of souls near death. That is what they were using the tunnels for. For them, it was a doorway into some pagan hell. See, it like zipped up again. The texts are full of wild stories, blood orgies, sadistic spirits, awful things these men and women would do to each other in worship of darkness. Why does it do that? It like jumps up. They speak at length of some substance that is meant to grant the worthy some kind of immortality in darkness. I'm on patrol tonight, need to sleep before then, but then I'm back at this. Well, it's only part one, so we can only assume that he eventually ended up finding what he needed. So we got a shitload of stuff. However, it's like there's still more that I could do here. How do I drop X? So I'm just going to drop it close to the entrance. That way it'll be easy for me to get back when I need to take it back to the base. Do a quick little run. Okay, we should have gotten the key to communications. Problem with communications is the electricity is daisy-chained into here. And we have to go quite a ways before we can get the electricity back on in here. Go wrap around the rest of the room, or the building. It's Farber. I was there when they pulled your friend Neuer from the tunnels. He'd been screaming for hours before he was located. Tied to the stretcher, he was still trying to scream, but all that came out was a horrible rasp. All the engineers have seen things down there, myself included. We should talk, you and I, about what is to be done. Let me know when. Azane. Farber dies. Farber's gone. Insanity. Chaos. We were in the mess, and it burst from the shadows right before Boisrond. But Farber was there, ready. Practically threw himself in front of the thing, and he shot it. Hit it dead on. The thing retreated. We thought for sure it was dead. But then, not 10 minutes later, it came back from him. Let's see. We have a bit of a timetable here, I guess. Heard him screaming, being pulled into the wall, praying for salvation. Now I can hear it moving again, getting closer. Have to move now, or we'll all suffer his fate. Let's preemptively pop that on for right now. There's a brick. Bricks are handy because they could bust doors open. They make a shitload of noise. Even that little bit, I think, just set this guy off. Fear and paranoia Fournier claims one of us killed Reynard, but I saw Reynard's corpse. His eyes were gone, gouged from his skull. His tongue was shredded. We all hated Reynard, but none of us could have done this. War is a brutality, but it is anonymous, mechanized. We fire at distant soldiers. Whoever did this, it was intimate. It was sadistic. I feel for us all. I've gotten a decent amount of stuff. And I did what I needed to do with the communications. So I think... I'm gonna go back for right now. Just to save whatever progress we made. Essentially, because you can only save in the save room. Well, there it is. Been injured, be careful. You're now leaving a blood trail that might attract certain creatures. Unfortunately, you can't access this. Not that I've seen, anyway. Alright, let's regroup a little bit, shall we? Don't think you heal over time, so, you know, even a little bit of blood. Probably want to try and take care of that. Decent amount of fuel. I think I'm going to use 2 of them. Usually the first room when you enter into an area like this, soldiers' quarters, prison, arsenal, anything, the first room is going to have the map, so... but the only thing is that they're always locked, I think. I don't remember a single one that wasn't, and you do not get keys to open them. You have to burst them open somehow, so you throw a brick at it, you throw dynamite, or not dynamite, like a grenade, something like that, shoot it a couple times, a couple bullets usually takes down doors. I've been lucky enough in some circumstances where the monster actually like bursts through the map room, so I end up, you know, getting a little free access there without having to do anything, but, you know, puts you at risk because you have to get it to come after you or whatever. So not always too fun, but job done, I suppose. Big thing is we cleared out a lot of the barracks. I don't think they're completely taken care of. There's still quite a bit in there, but we got, you know, the key and the logs and stuff, and I would just hate to die and have to do that shit again. What are we down to? 1 bullet? Yep. And like I said, I don't know if it was just me or what, but I seem to remember needing to use more bullets as time went on. Let's see what else we can get done in the barracks. have liked to at least have opened one of these doors, but I don't think it was going to happen for us. Always freezing at weird times. I don't really know what's going on here. It kind of looks like a party, but then at the same time, it looks like this guy's got a Molotov or something. It's like there's a bottle right there and it's lit on the end, but it might just be a light behind it. I don't know. Gas grenade. There's a room in there. Obviously. But I don't know if we need anything there. Actually, I think what one of the things was I don't remember actually. I think there's like a big box in there that shows like a symbol of a key, and then when you open it up, there's no actual key in there. Now, things could be randomized. I'm not too sure, but I seem to remember that being the case, and then just getting pissed off that I wasted my time trying to get in there and effort to actually, you know, like open it, because I think I needed to shoot a barrel or something. Throw a brick, shoot the door, whatever it was. It was a pain. Okay. Hope that doesn't make too much noise. I don't know if tossing items on the floor actually makes noise that registers with the monster. Oh, no, no, no. Looks like our friend at the beginning of the game.
9th of July, night. My conscience compels me now, as it failed to compel me then. I must do something, even if it costs me my own life. I must do something lest I never sleep again. I must do something or risk greeting hell itself as a relief. I must do something. I go.
I go. The only ones that are read aloud are ones that are his. Climate 1680. Now we've got a door here, and I'm pretty sure we need to get into it, but in order to get into it, we need to make some noise. Might not be the best hiding spot. Many a time have I been caught from underneath a bed. Notice how the lights flicker and everything when it's kind of in the vicinity where you are. know if it's better to, like, tail it while it just moved out of the area or not. I got meat. I don't got meat. Gotta be shitting me. This door's locked too. I think bricks are usually good for 2 door opens. Probably not gonna work out too great. Oh shit. I was gonna say, you know what I could do? I could use that gas grenade I just got. I dropped it off at the front. So that didn't end up working out. Tore through that table. Son of a bitch. Alright, well that didn't work. Yeah, old Ripperino. Yeah, tricky situations like that are kind of hard to get yourself out of. Had I kept that gas grenade, I could have blocked off that path, and at the very least, it would have had to crawl through the tunnels in order to get into the... I don't even know what that room is. It's like a dining area or something. So, I guess if I had kept that, probably would have been in a better situation. But, yeah, when you need to bust open doors and shit, it kind of sucks, because the only way to break open a door, there's no quiet way to do it. You don't get, like I said, there's no locks or anything. You don't have lock picks. You don't find keys that you can use to open it up. You basically just have to bust it open, and then you're forced to deal with the monster and whatever it potentially could do. So, best bet is just to try to formulate some kind of approach before actually getting in there. Shadow spazzed out for a second. I'm gonna go back into that room that I had gotten a handful of those items from. There's some good stuff in there. There's a fuel canister, and we got that grenade. Photo or something in there, so some decent stuff. that's it for that. I'm gonna go this way so I can open the door. I forget what cabinets I checked, but there was a handful of like log type items. We get a dog tag this early. I have my doubts that it's actually going to contain anything super helpful, like not a key item or anything like that, more than likely. In those circumstances, I think it's usually like a first aid kit or bullet or something, which I'm not opposed to, but just not as helpful. I'm gonna see if I can scour this room on any. Because there's still like cabinets and stuff in here. Oh, shit. Did not mean to do that. Obviously, I didn't even see it there. Sometimes if the beast walks through the gas, though, it counts as like getting hit. And then it ends up like fucking off for a few minutes. It's usually better if you can get it to trigger it, though. Usually doesn't. I don't know if it's in the room. What is that? Oh, it's a flare. Flares can sometimes scare it. Gotta play the waiting game until it decides it's no longer gonna mess around. So we got one door down. Shit, I got a lot of stuff. Tell you what, let's didn't mean to ditch that. Ditch those guys. Because we're gonna want the fuel canisters back, and you can't use it with much anything else, at least not at this point. I can make Molotovs, and they're pretty effective at getting rid of the monster, but can't use it like yet until I get the lighter. Okay, what was that code that we got? Clement is 1680. wrong direction for all of this.
8th of July, mid-afternoon. Joubert needs a scout for tonight. Routine patrol. Out to the communication wires and back. It'll be cloudy. Good cover. Easiest patrol possible. Sergeant wants me or Augustin to go. He still suspects one of us might have been with the mutineers. But I won't be going. How can I be so sure? Well, Augustin has agreed to a friendly game of chance to determine which of us it will be. And using an old sleight of hand trick, there's no way I'll lose. No, Augustin doesn't have a chance because I'll ensure he doesn't. Me? A scoundrel? Perhaps. But when he returns and I remind him of the time he pissed in my flask, or the mysterious lice that appeared in my bunk, or the incident with that barmaid, well, I laughed in those cases, and he'll laugh in this one. 8th of July, near midnight. Shelling again somewhere along the line. Them firing at us. I'm sure we will fire at them again soon. I hope Augustin's having a simply marvelous time out there. Can't wait to tell him what I did. 9th of July, time unknown. It must be just before dawn. When the shelling stopped, I woke. The sudden silence always does that. Augustin's bunk is empty. I went looking for him. He wasn't in the mess, nor being seen by Dr. Jasinski, nor lurking out for a final smoke. Dax was on patrol. I asked him. He said Augustin hasn't returned from the scout. He said the words like he was pronouncing Augustin's death. As if scouts don't come running back at all hours. As if it wasn't just a routine patrol. As if all hope was lost. Now the shelling is starting again. We'll try to sleep. 9th of July, morning. It has been hours now and Augustin has not returned. His luck did not hold, and neither has mine. What could I have been thinking? If he is gone forever... But I do not want to write it, for fear writing it will make it real. I will continue to wait in my bunk until dusk. And if there is no sign of him, then I do not know. The priest keeps staring at me, as if he can sense I have some unseen weight on me. I will not give him the satisfaction of a confession. It was nothing, a joke. I thought it was just a joke. I never thought... I never thought. And therein lies my sin.
Gotta start thinking, my man. All right. Well, it's nice every once in a while to not have to read one of those aloud, but I do also hear the monster creeping in, so I don't know if it's like coming after us or not. Scraping around going on. So actually, Clementine, it was his own locker, or player character. So, few things in there. Oh, he's coming. Oh, it's such a relief. Oh boy, okay. So what do we get from the locker? We got the couple of bullets. That's good. So potentially either a quick means to take out a door or kick the monster back for a sec. But more importantly, we got a fuckload of fuel. So we could use that for, obviously, just kind of scrounging around a little bit more. Probably gonna get another one too. But we broke the door, the initial door, so now we just have another door to get through, to get into that kind of like mess hall area. And then we can start working the light daisy chain. The electricity daisy chain, I guess I should say. And then that'll get us into communications. Well, I guess we were... Alright. Gotta pick and choose my words better. We already got into communications. We just need the electricity on so that we can actually get the message or send a message out. Whatever the task may be. I forget. Oh, but we're making a little bit of progress at the very least, step by step. Anything else I need? Get the generator back on. Alright, let's get back into the barracks. Sooner I get the barracks over with, though, the better, because this, in my opinion, is the worst place in the game. So easy to get caught, and there's so many opportunities for you to get caught. Every time you go into an area where it has to load up a little bit, like, the player model must just freak out, something happens, because... see like the legs flipping out. The flare actually I think we can use against the rats maybe. I'll have to double check, but that might be a way we could bypass. I gotta get some fuel actually. I might be able to drop them. I don't know if I've ever used it like that, but you could like douse an area with fuel. We saw the guide relate to it. It's a bad spot. As much fuel as we've found. I don't know that we're gonna find any more because that was like the last spot I think I didn't check. There might be another cabinet. Shit. Might be another cabinet. Still in that room with the rats, but I don't remember for sure. Let me give this a try. Yeah, they definitely flee. To get in that room. The one with the lock on it. See if I can lure him out. got in front of the barrel. That didn't work out like planned. Okay. Yeah. So, problem. Okay, I can move the barrel still. So that method kind of worked. Notice my speaker was on very lightly. If I move the barrel kind of more in front of the hole instead of next to it, we're not going to have that issue where he pops out of it. Otherwise, that would have worked. My grand scheme. I was going to shoot the barrel when it came out and then force him to dodge in there. But see, I shot him once with like a single bullet because I just shot him anyway. Tried to shoot past him and it registered. He got hit, but he came back. Yeah, he didn't go off into the hole. He still came after me. So that didn't work out. Excuse me a sec while I go back here. It's nice to know that the flare works. It's even better if there's like fuel in the area. I want you to come out. They jumped right past me. I think he might have gotten injured though. Kind of howling he doesn't do just willy-nilly. At least I don't think. Alright. But now that we've done that, we've got a few minutes to ourselves, which is excellent. Did not come back. In the mess hall area, I think there's some meat. to say somewhere else there's another brick too, which I could use to get into the map room. But if worse comes to worse, I think I might just use a grenade to get into the map room. Okay, so that's the room we just saw. Decent amount of stuff in here, but nothing that we necessarily need. Having turned on that switch, that should be able to get us into the communications room and get whatever we need from there. I'm gonna drop off like those materials I got. Supplies. Hit up communications real quick and see if we can gather up any additional resources before leaving. Lights on. Means it's working. It's twerking.
To anyone left, the code is 8230.
Got it.
I hope that you can hear me. I hope that you can.
Anytime you get rid of the beast, though, I feel like I'm getting away with murder when I'm just like walking up and down these corridors. Not much of a care in the world. Enjoy it for a brief period, though, because he will be back. Couple bottles, but I don't see anything else. There is this, there's a little room over here. I might see if I could drag some of this stuff out while we got the opportunity, but I think you need like the wrench or something in order to get the grate off. It is a pain in the ass to do it. And I think the only thing that was in there was like a log or something. It just didn't seem worth it to me. Pull up on items, I'll ditch the meat. There's like one spot I remember you having the meat be actually helpful. And it's nowhere around here, so I'm gonna drop it in favor of fuel. Bullets. Lights are starting to flicker, making me nervous. He's back. God, we got a fuckload of fuel. It's a lot of inventory. Probably should have dropped the grenade too, to be quite honest, because I don't really need the grenade right now. Forget the storage bins. I might just be able to, since this should save all of my inventory, I'll probably just drop the fuel canisters here. Maybe I'll take one just to refuel this thing. Pretty much I only need to go back to the barracks. I could try to get the map room open and get the map in there just to, you know, have a fully logged account of everything that was in there. And then sometimes there's an item or two in there, not usually anything worthwhile though. And then there's potentially like maybe something in that locked door where I said there was a box with a key symbol on it. So there possibly could be something in there, but I don't hold too much faith in that. And then there might be something in the room with the rats. For sure, there's a corpse there that's got a dog tag, so it might be worth it. Sometimes those dog tags are dead ends, though. So give me another sec here. Let me just check something. All right. Go ahead and reload. All right. Just gonna take this stuff out. Just like I said, I think it should save. God, I hope it does. If it doesn't, I'd be really bugged. But it should save all the canisters that you just toss in here. I have so many. I feel like I might be able to make a Molotov or something. Molotov's like, I don't remember if you definitely need to have a lighter if you want to utilize it, because you're not going to be able to light them otherwise. But doesn't hurt to get them prepped, I suppose. That's not the stairs. So hold on a second. We got the code. Oh, that's what it was. There's the arsenal room. Okay. So I was talking about it earlier, but the arsenal room, I remember not being able to trek through most of it because there was something that prevented me from doing so. It was the arsenal code. There's a door in there that needs a code. And that's what you get by going to the communications room. So we probably picked the best thing to start off with. There's also the prisoner in the prison. The prisoner that we've read about in the logs. There's something to do with him. I don't remember exactly what it was, but there's like some stuff in there. So eventually we'll make our way in. Oh shit, they're eating the meat. Well, there goes that. Didn't know that they could actually do that. Forget that happened for a sec. All right. Okay, in you go with all that. Get into the map room, pick up those last handful of items, and then we could probably start thinking about heading into the arsenal room. You know what, Laval 7171. Gas mask, that's a good one. I set off a gas trap or use a gas grenade. Pop that on and I'll be safe. Obscures your vision like crazy though. There is... Those gas canisters usually last a while too, so if you don't have a gas grenade you could hit the gas canister. I remember in one of the rooms it being super handy. Okay, there's actually a decent amount of stuff in here. Those types of gas canisters. Set one off, pop on the gas mask, and you can kind of linger around an area without the monster coming after you. And if he gets in there, what I've seen usually ends up getting injured. So, what happens when they get injured? Track how much time he was away for when we hit him with the explosive barrel, but it seemed like a decent amount of time. I mean, thinking somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes. Enough time to get some things done at the very least. What did we pick up? We picked up a bullet, didn't we? Oh, you know what? I don't remember if that's like a special type of ammunition or if that's like a shotgun shell. I forget if we get like a shotgun later on. We might. The arsenal room, I do remember there being a spot that has a decent amount of some gas canisters or something along those lines. The other thing too, boy, I would like to get the lighter. I just don't know where it is. I don't remember. We've got maintenance and arsenal. We pretty much cleared out the soldier quarters. There might be a handful of items back in there, but probably nothing worth worrying over. Can't believe those damn rats ate the meat. That's, like, that would be helpful. I think I took the one that I had. Have any meat in here? Oh no, we still got one. But there was like two. I had like 2 meats from the mess hall. And I think I had dropped them in the front and they just came out from wherever and ate them all. So that sucks. I could check the prison because I think... So we breached that one door that had the trap in it, and there might be a couple items in there, nothing too crazy. But into the actual cells, there should be a prisoner there. I forget if there's something we could take from kind of around that area. There's also a locked door in there that we need to break open. Prison's tricky. It's not as expansive as a soldier quarter barracks, but it's like, well, that's kind of how it's tricky. It's just like super tight. You know, you don't have to worry about too many entrances for the monster to get in, but you can't really move around too much once it's actually in there. So usually in that instance, when you're actually kind of walking around in there, that's where you need to like fight him at some point. I think we got a couple photos. Yeah, I think this is the same guy. Same guy at the beginning. It must be our character, Clement. Also this, it's like a map of the barracks, I think. There was something, there's like a note. Hold on, we don't think we've read all of them. Officers have abandoned us. They ran from the beast and blew the exit closed behind them. Even Yobert. They called us cowards and traitors, and worse, hypocrites. Now they've doomed us. Whatever hell we suffer now, it is on them. God will punish them for what they've done. I don't think I read this. I think when they're white like that, that means we haven't read it. 16th of May, 1916. Neuer has been telling me of the tunnel text describing what these tunnels were used for. I didn't need him to tell me. I've seen it. I was in there in the dark. Dream of it every night. Dreams are so real that when I wake, the day itself feels like a dream. I'm at a ritual that begins with the drinking of a liquid, sweet and thick, like mucus or honey, repulsive and yet intoxicating. As I drink, it warms my body, fills me with a lust for all things carnal, sex, blood, flesh. Around me are others, their faces hidden, their bodies rippling. I know we all serve the same master, to the same end, place in her unending kingdom, immortality. The things I do in these dreams, a terrible whirl of horrors, bloody and twirled, that make the carnal, or is it charnel pit, of the war seem like mere play. I wake horrified, but in the dream I am elated. The worst part, at the end of every day, I want to be asleep. I want to go back to that place. I want to feel that way. I want the violence and the ecstasy, the pitch black darkness. Overt's journal, patrol. Patrol debriefing. Patrol report, 10th of July, 1916. Odd occurrences last night. Lambert, thought dead after his patrol on the 8th, returned to the barracks in fine health. He carried with him Clement, severely wounded from an explosion. Lambert reports the following. Okay, so Lambert's our friend, I guess. I'm trying to place the names of the people. I wasn't paying too much attention with the subtitles at the beginning of the game. That midway through his patrol, on the 8th, he fell into a deep crater and was unable to escape. Clement and his close friends snuck out after him last night, located him in the crater, and carried him out. They were spotted and were in the ensuing attack. Clement was injured by an explosion. It fell on Lambert to carry him back. Well, that guy seemed dead, too. Surprised he was able to do it. Very odd that Lambert was neither injured from the fall nor the explosion, and that he ended up saving the man who came to save him. Well, okay. Well, I guess I thought it was odd, too. But the battlefield, luck is an odd thing. In every life, fate's wind blows erratic. Judging by Lambert's description, the crater he fell into seems to have been located very close to the Roman tunnels we unearthed. It may have been a result of the work down there. Recommend a future patrol investigate and make sure we have not opened up a back door into our own bunker.
9th of July, night. My conscience compels me now,
Okay.
as it fits.
So that's one that we picked up, but we didn't actually get to read. I mean, we read it before, but I ended up dying, and I ended up getting it back again. 12th of July, 1916, night. Sleepless. Something keeps scratching at walls. Heard rats before, of course, but this is different. It's not the subtle, rhythmic scratch of rodent. It's louder, steadier. Francois has gone 4 times now to find the source, each time returned with no answers, perturbed. The men like me, who were here during the Roman tunnel incident, we share skittish looks. We dare not say anything for fear of reprimand, but we don't need to say it. We're all thinking the same thing. Later, something just howled. And something outside the barracks, something in here with us. Like before. It's like before. But the tunnels are still sealed. They're still sealed, but it wasn't enough. All my brothers court-martialed and gone, and it still wasn't enough. 16th of July. A demon from the tunnels is among us. It's killed Reynard. It will kill all of us, unless... For Leroux, for Toussaint, for Neuer, for Nicolet, for Auzane, for Renoir, I will kill it myself. This is why I was not caught. This is my purpose. My revolver is loaded. My will is strong. Good luck, Farber. Good luck to you. Alright, now that we're caught up with the logs. Alright. I'm gonna mix a couple of these empty bottles with some rags, just clear up some inventory space. And then I might make one more of these. Try to organize the inventory as best we can, shall we? Okay. So we've got the code to the arsenal room. So now we can explore in there, and like I said, we could either do that or go into the prison. The only thing about the arsenal room is I do remember there being a lot of rats. If I could get the damn lighter. Yeah, I'm gonna take a couple of these and I'm just gonna preemptively make some Molotovs. I could take a gas grenade. Gas grenade and the gas mask, because there's at least one section where there's a shitload of rats. I don't know if it kills them or if it just makes them scurry, though. It's more effective than the meat. It's like the meat, I'll use it in some instances, but I don't remember it being too handy. Sometimes it wouldn't even call all of them away. Like we saw when I left the meat down there when I was going back to pick up my items, there was a good 3 or 4 rats, but, you know, sometimes it doesn't do jack shit. You know what? Hold on. There's something else I need to do before we get into that. I need to go back into the barracks. I need to get the, dog tag that we missed. try the meat there. Son of a bitch, when they were eating it in that one place, I probably should have checked to see if they had moved on from that one spot, because they would have been the closest grouping of rats. Might have been a waste. I got the dog tag, but there was nothing on it. I don't even know if they ended up eating the meat. They might have scurried away because of the monster, because I know they'll do that too. The monster's nearby. They will just, run away. There was no code on that, right? Okay. Dumb man didn't even have a locker. I'm gonna go check in the prison real quick. Might not be the best idea, but it didn't do too much. Getting that dog tag. Although if I'm searching for achievements or something like that, I do think there is one for getting all the dog tags. I'm not sure if I got them all when I played this game the first time around. Not that it matters too much, actually. It's like on... Actually, does like Microsoft games on PC count towards Xbox achievements? So it doesn't matter too much because I think of everything that's like my least focused achievement getting thing. It's like the trophies on PlayStation were always my primary one. Anytime I'd get a PlayStation game back in the day, I would end up seeing if I could get all the trophies or platinum it or whatever. And then Steam, which I wasn't too keen on buying Steam games because I didn't like digital only, but since that's pretty much the way everybody's going nowadays, I've sort of changed my mind on that. But it's like Steam became secondary, and I started, focusing, putting a little more effort into trying to make 100% completion, or at least get a decent amount of trophies for Steam games.
Hallo? Ist jemand da? Ich kann es hören! Ich kann es hören! Schließ es wieder! Es kommt! Schließ es wieder! Schließ es wieder! Nein! Nein! Lassen Sie es zu! Es kommt! Ich will nicht zerstören!
So he's got the bolt cutters in there. And is there an objective thing? Might be on the map. I want to say there's something related to objectives.
Ich kann es hören!
Basically, though, we need to... Not shut up. See if I can shoot that barrel, get the monster out for a minute. Okay, that didn't work. Surprisingly, or much to my surprise anyway, he decided to come back a little bit faster than I anticipated. Oh, shit. We hit him pretty full on with the explosive barrel, too. Oh, the generator is on, actually. Like dilly-dallying. Why did he come back? I don't know, either hitting him with the same thing, or hitting him with something, and then any subsequent times to try to use the same method on him might prove to be ineffective. Although I remember, like, explosive barrels being pretty damn useful. Seemed to make him go away for the most part in a lot of instances, but yeah, he just popped right back in, so I don't know. It's either he had developed some sort of immunity to explosions, or he, I don't know, the game just like hiccuped and called him back. I had opened that door though, which triggered an explosive, which basically registered to him like, oh, come this way. So that might have had something to do with it too. I'm gonna try that method again and hopefully not try to trigger the door and see if that works a little better.
It's gone. Die Welt ist der Stern. Schließ es wieder.
For whatever reason, I don't think he ever goes after the German prisoner.
Nein, nein, lassen Sie es zu. Die Welt ist der Stern. Schließ es wieder. Ich kann es hören. Es kommt. Schließ es wieder. Bitte, bitte. Schließ es wieder. Schließ das wieder! Ich kann es hören! Bitte! Bitte! Ich kann es hören! Es kommt! Ich will nicht zerstören! Nein! Nein! Lassen Sie es! Es kommt! Nein! Nein! Lassen Sie es zu!
You shouldn't be able to get through the cell doors either. I think the control room, which is dead ahead, where we see that faint light in the distance, that's a control room to get the doors open.
Sicher, hier. Ich kann es hören! Schließ es wieder! Nein! Nein! Lassen Sie es zu! Schließ es wieder! Ich will nicht versterben! Bitte! Nein! Nein! Es kommt! Nein! Nein! Gott im Himmel! Es kommt! Nein! Lassen Sie es zu! Nein! 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 Gott im Himmel!
Okay, let's see. Wrench location note. Remember, if you need to remove grating, request a special wrench from Foreman Stafford down in maintenance. Okay, so we need to go to maintenance for that. While you're there, ask him why they use these damn special screws in all the grating. Very inefficient. Oh, hey. This bust open. Thing, and there's a bandage. I am curious about this other room, but I don't know how worth it it's going to be, especially if it potentially summons the monster back. He sort of seems to be gone. Since there's that barrel in there, which I might be able to use to bust the door open, I think I'm going to use this to... Alright, never mind. He's coming back. I do think I want to use that brick to bust open the map room door, though. Man, that sucks. Hit him with the barrel like that. Kind of hoped that he'd stay gone for a while. Close to an empty tank. So far, I've been keeping on top of it. Every time we come back into this room, we haven't needed to worry about the fuel running out, but Just might now. There's not a whole lot we can do in the prison room. So I don't know if I want to go back there, because outside of the map room, I don't even think that there's anything else I could get into, basically, right now, without getting past that grate and into the control room that opens up the cells. Maintenance, apparently, is where that wrench is. Which we can get in there, but... maintenance again. We passed it, like, very briefly, but there are some rats in the way. And once again, I would like a permanent means to deal with them. I don't know if you can kill them with the gas grenades. I've got half a mind to attempt it just to see. It'd be nice if I could find the lighter, but I just don't know where that is. I was kind of hoping maybe we'd be able to find it in the prison, but I don't think it's in there. How many canisters we got? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not doing too bad. Yeah, we're kind of at an impasse at this point. I just don't know where I want to go next. Clear up what little we can of the prison, which I don't think there's much. There's that other room that's got the trap in it. And there might be something in there that's decent, but I got a feeling like it might just be some more fuel canisters, which obviously I'd be perfectly fine with, but I don't know. And then maintenance, it's got the wrench for us, we know that much. Somewhere has to have the lighter, or if not the lighter itself, maybe a dog tag that we could use to open up a locker that's got the lighter, but I don't know that for sure. So... decisions, basically. It's not super late, but I do think, since we're kind of like in an in-between here, I'm gonna go ahead and call the stream. So we'll say goodnight for now. I do have to get up early tomorrow, so I don't mind ending a little early. I got a couple things to do anyway. But we'll hit this game up full force. I'll be back with this hopefully tomorrow night. Hopefully. Might start kind of around the same time, maybe a little bit later, but we'll see. And we'll pick up where we left off, and hopefully I'll have a decision as to where I want to go. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit of a coin toss. Of course, we got 3 locations to choose from. But yeah, it's a good game. I actually enjoy it quite a bit. And despite the fact that I had already played it, I'm like, ooh, I would really like to have a recording of this. So here we are. We're going to get through the rest of the bunker, and we'll probably just keep hitting this up for the rest of the week. But that's going to be it for tonight. More bunker when we get back on the next stream, and put a decent amount of time into it. But steady progress so far. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it as always. You all have a good night, and we'll catch you around next time. So until then, take care. Have a good night.